Jake here for American Trucks, and today I'm taking a look at this Flowmaster American Thunder dual exhaust system with the quad black tips for 2019 and newer 5.3 liter Silverados that are equipped with the factory dual exhaust. If your Silverado is lacking in the sound department and you're looking to get more of that classic V8 rumble, well, Flowmaster has got you covered. This American Thunder system is going to give you that quintessential V8 sound and turn up the volume pretty significantly. This is a bolt-on kit that's going to give you the sound you want without blowing the budget either. And when somebody mentions the name Flowmaster, I'd be willing to bet that most of us can conjure up exactly the type of exhaust note that the company is famous for. A burbly, aggressive V8 rumble. And that is exactly what you're going to get here. Now, as you heard in the clips at the beginning of the video, this one does have a bit of volume to it, though it's not quite wake the neighbors loud. For that, we're going to give it a 3 out of 5 on the loudness meter. It is a big difference over stock, but not so much that you're going to disrupt the whole neighborhood on cold mornings. That said, you are also going to get quite a bit more volume inside the cabin as well, but it is still manageable and you can carry on a conversation while you're on the road. Now that sound is due in no small part, of course, to the muffler. This system uses Flowmaster's famous Super 40 series muffler, which is going to provide that rich, deep tone and keep things in check sound-wise inside the cabin. Roll down the windows, you're going to get to hear that excellent growl out of the tailpipes. Now this is a traditional single-in, dual-out type of muffler, and as you might be able to see in there, this is a dual-chambered setup, as is tradition for Flowmaster. If you've heard any kind of older muscle car or any kind of customized truck, I guarantee you at some point in your life, you've heard one of these or you've ridden in a truck with one of these. Now the whole system is made from 409 grade stainless steel all the way back, so it's going to provide some good corrosion and rust resistance. You're also not going to sacrifice any flow here. As you can probably see, all the pipes are mandrel bent, so there's no interruption to the flow of exhaust gases because there's no weird curves or creases in the pipes. And these rear sections are designed to perfectly clear the spare tire underneath of your truck too, so there's no need to do any modifications or take that spare out. It's going to function just like your stock system. And of course, the whole thing is finished off with these super cool 4-inch twin tips finished in a black ceramic coating. It's a really good look, and these fit very nicely in the cutouts in your rear bumper as well. So it's going to give the truck a nice, subtle update, but something that's a definite visual improvement over those factory tips. Now, as far as pricing goes, this whole setup is going to run you around $975. And while that's not exactly pennies, it does fall about in the middle of the category when it comes to exhaust for these newer Silverados. You are going to save a bit of money with one of these versus a full 304 grade stainless setup, but it's still a good quality system that's going to sound better and avoid some of the drone that those cheaper exhausts might have. Installation for this one is going to get a 2 out of 3 on the difficulty meter and should only take you about 2 hours to get it all done. Now, while everything you need is included in the box, you may be required to make a cut to this big extension pipe here, depending on your cab and or your bed size. However, it is only that one cut to this one pipe, so it's very easy to make, and there are measuring instructions included in the kit. Otherwise, this is a pretty simple bolt-on system, and it's going to utilize all of your factory exhaust hangers, so there's absolutely no modification needed to your truck. And with that, let's turn it over to one of our AT customers who's going to walk you through the process.
Okay, just a quick rundown of all the tools we used. We got a Sawzall with a metal cutting blade. Used to have teeth. Half-inch impact, 15mm impact socket. 3/8 cordless impact. We got a 13mm socket on there. Some channel locks. This tool we used for the rubber hangers. Pretty long 3/8 wobble extension. 13mm deep, 15mm deep. 10mm combination wrench. We use that to get the tips off. 3/8 long ratchet. 1/4-inch ratchet, 3/8 flex, about a 4-inch, 1/4-inch extension. This little palm ratchet was handy for the tips, the 2 top bolts on the tips. 10mm 1/4-inch drive socket, flat blade screwdriver. We used some penetrating solvent and some anti-seize. In preparation for this video, we got the truck up on stands, and I went around and kind of scouted it out, see what size tools we need, and sprayed penetrating oil on the fasteners. Okay, the first step in the disassembly process is to remove the stock tips. There's 3 10mm bolts, one here and one on each side here. I've had these off before, so I kind of know what to do. Okay. I took them off to paint them when I should have powder coated them, and the paint didn't last, but that's one of the reasons I'm switching the exhaust out. The paint started falling off. Last time I picked up this little palm ratchet in order to get at these. There's one. We need to do the same thing on the other side. Alright. Tips. Okay, the next step, we're going to remove the driver's side tailpipe, which is connected at this flange here. The 2 13mm flange nuts. I got a flexible rod ratchet and a 13mm deep side. Kind of like to break them loose and then use the cordless ratchet if I can. Did spray penetrating oil on these earlier. Got it moving pretty good. That one pretty good. Okay, next we're going to remove this 15mm bolt, holds this hanger to the frame. Pop that hanger off, we're going to reuse that later. That kind of freed up the pipe on that flange. That's the driver's side tailpipe. Okay, next step, we're going to remove the rear isolator from the passenger side. It's a 15mm bolt. Pops off. There's a tab right here that goes into the frame. It's off. We're going to be reinstalling that. Okay, next step in the process is to cut the pipe just in front of the inlet, which is the front side of the muffler. got my floor jack underneath the muffler just to keep stuff from dropping down. And we got a Sawzall, and we're gonna cut. Here we go. Violent, but got it done. Okay, next step is to get the passenger side tailpipe out of the hangers right here and here. I got these pliers from the Snap-on guy, Blue Point YA3202. Never used them before, but this is what they're supposed to be for, and we'll see how they work. Looks like these things are pretty greasy. Maybe that's why I got out of there. Yeah, it worked pretty good actually. Alright, we're free. Get out from underneath this. Okay, I decided to make another cut right here because it's pretty difficult to get this muffler over the axle, and the Y in the back makes it difficult to come out this way. So I'm going to make another cut right here, and the tailpipe will go that way. Okay, the last part of the disassembly is to remove this clamp just forward of this flexible section of the middle pipe. I got a 13mm socket flex head branches. I think we have to take it all the way off, but we got to loosen it quite a bit. Seems like it wants to come off. The pliers actually work pretty good. Okay, I'm going to see if I can hold this threaded portion of this clamp. These channel locks. Keep it from slipping. That worked pretty well. Okay, I got a smaller flat blade screwdriver to pry this tab up. Release this clamp. Okay, prior to installation of these clamps, we're going to take the nuts off and put NSCs on the threads of all these clamps. Got my cordless 3/8 impact with a 15mm socket. And we're going to repeat that for all these clamps. Okay, so the first step to assembling the new exhaust is to put the clamp we took off in the last step on the new pipe. Cross member here to get around. Check out area. Get it started in this hanger. That'll support that area. Just lined up. Okay, got our muffler ready to go on. I got a clamp on the inlet. Chose to put the side that says Flowmaster where it will be visible. Slide that on. Position this clamp and snuggle up a little bit for now. Position these clamps over the muffler outlets. Okay, we got our right side pipe that goes over the axle. Started in this hanger over here. Actually, I think I better start it on the muffler first. Started the muffler. Kind of trying to judge by the angle that it sits in the hanger where it needs to be. I'm sure we're going to have to go back and make adjustments to kind of get everything up there. Kind of sneaking around the spare tire. Okay, we got the last part of the right side tailpipe clamp on there. The mount that we took off, the stock mount that we took off originally. Get that started on there. Original bolt back into place started. I knew when I started this, the one thing I was going to be really fussy about was how these tips align in this space in the bumper. I really like them to be centered in that space, so try and be kind of fussy about how that lines up. And I'm sure I might have to go back and make some adjustments. This 15mm back. I plan on going back through with an air impact once I got everything in place and really hammering down on those clamps. This thing just kind of snugging them. Okay, we got the last clamp going on the driver's side tailpipe. The stock mount, which on this side Goes on from the front side. Stick that on here. Get started. So far, I'm real happy with the way everything goes together on this. Okay, this is the clamp for the driver's side tailpipe. Looks like they're pretty well lined up. So, trying to maintain an even gap here between the shield for the spare tire and the shock. Okay, we gotta tighten the driver's side rear mount, 15 millimeter. This is the stock mount that we removed originally in the stock bolt. Okay, now I'm just going to go back through and give a final tighten on everything. I got the 13 millimeter on the cordless impact. This one here, it's kind of a delicate clamp. And then the rest of the other band clamps, I'm going to use a 1/2 inch air impact and just kind of try and not tighten them too much. Get it nice and snug.
That's going to do it for our review and install of the Flowmaster American Thunder dual exhaust for 2019 and newer Silverado 1500s. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, for all things Silverado, be sure to keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.